challenges come with solutions for sure. Like,
ooh, solution. Oh my God. That's gonna be like your forever quote. I love that.
the moment this all started, NuCoord. I feel like technology isn't taught to a lot of people that look like us. It isn't taught to our people. We don't understand that we can do this too. We could start and making an impact right here, right now in Chicago.
We walked around all of Bronzeville, y'all, passing around our flyers for our webinar that's on Wednesday to help people get into tech.
I've built this amazing just company based on our passions that are near and dear to us, and also we have built something super cool out of what we felt has been necessity, just
to create a vision board. And because you are very spiritually grounded, the vision says, the word says, write the vision and make it plain, which is what you did. You wrote the vision out, and everything that you wrote on that vision board, which was that company, had begun to come in fruition. If the word says it, it comes to pass. If he tells you, you do it. If you will see the results of those things, and that's what you did. You took those words and you made it happen. And so that's what where it came to pass. That's where that moment came.
I always was on the honor roll since kindergarten. I've always been really good at school. And when I got to college, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna major as pre-med. By the time that biology class came around, that chemistry class came around, I'm like, oh no, this ain't gonna work. I don't know what they're talking about here. So I went to go switch my major. And then I switched my major again. And then I switched my major 3 more times after that. So I switched my major a total of 5 times before I eventually dropped out of college. And I ended up moving back home, and I just did some soul searching. And then I remember having a conversation with my Uncle Daryl. He's been in IT for decades, like literally. He was like, well, why don't you get into IT? And I was like, IT, I'm not good at math. And he was like, math, can you read? I was like, yeah. He's like, then you can do IT. So I'm like, okay. So I went home, started Googling how to get into IT, and I enrolled in college. And then during my time in college, I got my first IT internship as a help desk intern. And like, okay, I need some mentorship, because I remember in a meeting I had something to say and they really wasn't listening to me. And I'm like, is this normal in this type of role? Is this, I don't know. I just remember just looking on LinkedIn, just trying to find out, like, I need to network with other Black women that's in tech. And so then I got onto like Twitter, but everyone who I was meeting was like in the DMV area. So I'm like, okay. Then, throughout my career, I just noticed that it just wasn't a lot of Black people that's in tech. So I seen Kina, she was posting her journey online.
Where did this journey start with NuCoord? Because it is a very emotional and spiritual journey, and I would even agree that it started as early as college. I moved to Chicago. I knew this was like a bustling city, and it'd probably be a little easier for me to enter the workforce here. I'm originally from St. Louis. Came here for school. Always was super passionate about marketing, but I saw a lot of the students around me going into these tech classes, and I'm like, okay, let me see what this is about, because clearly there's something here, there's some money here. So I convinced my counselor to let me take a coding class. And it was so hard. And I always tell this story, and this is going to age me. This is when we were coding using Notepad and Dreamweaver. Like, it was not vibe coding. It was, yeah, it was actual real deal by the line coding. If a semicolon was off, like, your entire code is just going to crumble. So it was hard. I cried through it. My professor was like, it's not rocket science. And I'm like, okay, I gotta nail this. And that is kind of where my love grew for tech. It was challenging, it was fast paced, it was constantly changing, there was always new developments. I got my first job as an SEO analyst, and I stayed there for a few years, and I went on to another company, and I was super excited because it was one of my first jobs working in big corp. And I just started sharing my journey every day, working in tech, what that looks like. And so many people were gravitating towards the content. They wanted me to mentor them. They had questions about it. They were saying they didn't know any other women or Black women that worked in tech. And it really made me sit back and look around me. And I realized there were no other Black women on my team. and the black women that are part of my company, we all knew each other. And so that just kind of showed to that digital divide that was here in Chicago, which I probably would have noticed if it wasn't for those TikTok videos. And also Ramala calling it out and really bringing it to my attention. And it essentially came from my passion from there, seeing how we can close the digital divide and, you know, just create a more equitable city for the people that live here.
We connected and we kind of just basically hit it off from there. We did some volunteering together and he got laid off, and then I got laid off right after that, and we were like, you know what, we just need to go full force into building NuCoord stuff.
And we got laid off at the same time, like she said, and we went full throttle.
The CS Summit had a big impact on the tech space. That was one of our first summits that we ever co-hosted. Shout out to Makunde, give him his shout out. Shout out to Shy Tech Collect. He seen that we were starting up NuCoord, and he was like, you know what, you all should jump onto this Google Summit that I'm planning. And we was like, heck yeah. It made such a big impact because a lot of these students never seen the Google headquarters before. So seeing something like that is like amazing, especially for Black students, right? These are a lot of spaces that we don't really know about. I do believe them seeing, like, you know, Black professionals in this space, working hard, actually trying to become something in life, I think that had a big impact on those students.
I enjoyed the summit. I feel like I was able to take in so much information while learning from like Black professionals. So everything was so motivating.
Would you come back again?
Of course, all the time.
What did you enjoy the most?
I would say the workshops, the resume workshop, and also the interview workshop. Everything was very insightful, and I feel like I was able to take everything in and eventually apply it to like the future, or even like tomorrow.
Are doing career speed dating right now. So it's different areas in tech that the students are able to explore. We have career professionals here from like software engineering, data science, UI, UX design, cybersecurity, product manager.
I mean, it's amazing. My first conference, like big experience in the US. So a lot of networking, a lot of, you know, to broaden your thinking, your area where you want to focus. So I give it thumbs up.
Would you come back again?
Obviously, just let me know the date.
Okay.
I'll come.
I think that was just so impactful for them to get, you know, a little bit of like real experience, and it destigmatized what tech is, because when we were there, essentially we were meeting them at the level that they were at, and that is so important when you connect with students, meeting them where they are. And I think that's a lot of times why students, like, you know, maybe don't listen to adults, or they're not so interested in the content, or they're like, oh, they don't care about tech, they don't care about this. You have to really bring the content to them in a way they understand, and bring it to their level. And I think the CS Summit does a really great job of exposing them to something in a way that makes them feel excited.
Any current trends or emerging roles in supply chain management?
Just like the integration with like AI, blockchain.
To teach tech in spaces like this means a lot. We do a good job of telling students you can combine what your passions are, what your interests are, and mix that and intersect that with tech. Whether it's art, whether it's music, whether it's fashion, whatever your passion is, there's a role in tech that best fits you. And then we like to explain technology in everyday terms. We've worked in corporate America. I've worked on teams, they use the heaviest tech jargon to just basically say, oh, just copy and paste this from Excel onto Word. And I'd be like, dang, why you couldn't just say that in the first place? Why did you have to say, let's migrate this from this database into this? Like, why did you have to make it sound so complicated? So, like, we make it understandable, we make it relatable, and I think that's why students love Keena and I up there like teaching, because that was like some of the feedback. Like, they're like, we want Keena and Ramala up there teaching. That's because we make tech fun. We make it understandable. We make it known that, hey, if you are able to understand this skill will take you far, and it doesn't have to be boring.
I looked at the workshop, answered so many questions that I had regarding to tech, how to get into it, how to understand tech better, and the role that I can play in the digital space. I love being able to connect and network with so many people who are either in tech already or also looking to transition into tech.
when they think about tech, they think of someone in their basement coding, hood on, heads down, keyboard like this. And that's why we are also here to help change the faces of when you think about technology as well. We're here, hey, like we're in tech too. Keena knows how to code. I know a little bit about cybersecurity, like, but I'm not with my hoodie on in the basement coding. So
Yeah.
you know, I'm here in a dress, looking all cutesy. So, but my makeup and my hair did, and my nails done. So.
I don't think I really understood how it would feel to make such an impact among students until we would work with students. We would have a workshop, and the students would like gather around us to get our information or like talk to us and wanted to stay connected with us. I think that's when I realized, like, wow, we are really, really resonating with these students here, and you know, this might be something that changes their entire life and the trajectory of their path and like what they even considered doing as far as college goes. So yeah, it's definitely like an emotional, spiritual journey, and it's heavy because now, you know, we don't take it lightly. We don't take it for granted being able to work with students, for sure.
NuCoord, 1, 2.
What I loved about this workshop, the generative AI workshop by NuCoord, is the prompt engineering. I learned so much through entrepreneurship, machine learning, and ways I can develop my business and grow from there.
So thank you, NuCoord, for this, and I'm excited to see more.
Making the world a little bit better, you know?
Period.
You know it.
Exactly.
2, 3.
NuCoord!